Hey everyone, it's your boy Matt with ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. This was another long day of rehearsals, 2 full dress rehearsals we had to watch, but it was so much fun at the same time. And finally, the team United here at ESC United is ready to share their predictions. Who will qualify from the first semi? 12 of our members who are working around the clock here to bring you coverage just for this 2 weeks at Eurovision were able to pick their predictions, not their favorites, and share them with me, and I'll give you the results right here, right now, and share my personal insight as well. So I think we should jump right into it. So before we do so, please like this video and subscribe, because that is always helpful and very much appreciated. All right, let's talk Eurovision. All right, everyone, I will give you the countries first that received the most votes out of the 12 people giving me their predictions. And the first few I'm reading are the ones where everyone agrees. The first one up on my list is Ukraine. I don't think that comes as a surprise. It's an obvious qualifier. And I did notice, though, for some reason that Ukraine's odds are lengthening. Maybe it's just a coincidence, so they're dropping a little bit, but that is probably just because other countries are rising. I could see that, but obviously this is not about winning at this point. It's only about qualifying, and Ukraine has it in the bag. It's beautiful, so many cool things. My favorite part about the staging is really just that they decided to create 2 moods and 2 visuals, for the lack of a better word. When Jerry sings, it's all about this tan golden look, and with maybe a little bit of blue, but for the most part it's just that color. And when Alyona is doing her rep part and she comes in, this stage turns into like black, gray, silvery look, so it's like gold and silver almost battling it out. And I think it's a very clever visual, setting the 2 singers apart, and that is how you stage a song, as I always say. So very well executed on Ukraine's part. Vocally, it was nice as well. And just the very last shot, when they're on the floor with all these female women on the LED floor, and they're lying with them. Not necessarily sure what the message is here, but I don't care. It just looks great. So that is certainly a qualifier according to our team. Since everybody voted, yes, my vote is included in that as well. The next country on the list, also receiving 12 out of 12 votes, predicting to qualify, is Lithuania. Silvester's Luktelk is, according to us, an obvious and safe qualifier. It was ready early on, and that, I mean, you could tell just based on the snippets. Lithuania knew what they were doing with their visuals and what they're trying to get accomplished, and if it were up to them, they probably said, we know, no more rehearsals, let's just go. It looked ready, it was fine, and it is very interesting to me that while this is a crowd pleaser and it certainly gives a lot of boost and energy, I was surprised that, you know, I usually complain when there is staging that it's too dark and you cannot really see the artist. There are moments where you don't see him either, but for some reason with this song, it works only because that is the mood of the song, the party club sound, and I have no concerns about that. And it's really just the beat of the song that just really gets to you. It's just so exciting. The energy is right, and that's why Lithuania will be catapulted into the finals. So nobody on our team believes otherwise. Then also 12 out of 12 votes go to, probably not a surprise, Croatia. And kind of what I said about Lithuania, this is definitely a crowd pleaser. I still think this is a potential semifinal winner. It just has the right energy, and Gabe, who was in the arena, told us this was the biggest crowd pleaser. Shouldn't come as a surprise. That's the kind of song, and rightfully so. Lots of colors on the staging. Lots of stuff happening on the backdrop. Maybe confusing to some. And some people were saying maybe they should have scaled back on that lighting a little bit. I say it's fine. It's fine. I think the energy of the song is what really carries it. If anything, Baby Lasagna maybe needs to make more camera contact with the eye contact. But these are just minor nitpicky things. Other than that, this just looks really good and really matches the energy of the song. So, Croatia, see you in the finals. And there's a reason why your betting odds are shortening. It's really exciting to see Croatia being a contender. It's just fun. I love it. And another song that everyone believes is going to qualify, Portugal. And first of all, Portugal being in the right running order, right closer to the end. And after some crazy and loud performances, it's a moment of zen and sanity almost at the end, and it's just so well done. And I already know this will go back far in the finals because the jurors will eat this up. Portugal's biggest hurdle initially was to make the finals, and I think at this point it is an obvious situation that Portugal will see the finals. It's interesting, the staging. It almost looks simple and difficult at the same time, because, you think, oh, they're just doing some dancing, pretty close, but with the lighting that's just black and white, making that pop, it's not that easy. There are a lot of little intricacies here that I've noticed, but they make it look so seamless, which makes it fun. So yeah, I think Portugal, along with the rest of the team, that this is a qualifier. These 4 countries, Ukraine, Lithuania, Croatia, and Portugal, are the 4 countries everyone believes will go through. Moving on to the remaining 6 that are still on our list, with 11 out of 12 votes. So one person on our team does not believe it's going to go through, and that is Ireland. And to be fair, that vote was cast probably right after the first rehearsals, and maybe they would have changed their mind, because right now Ireland is just shooting up in the betting odds. Or maybe they really just don't think that this will work, but I have it in my predictions. I had it from the day one, and I refuse to remove it. And now I'm so happy that more people see what I have been seeing in the song quite a lot. I mean, betting odds going nuts already is a great sign. It's just a moment. It's not just about the song. It's more about the experience that's the song by Baby Thug. It's a visual masterpiece, if you will. And yeah, some people will be put off by it, but they cannot vote against you, so who cares? I always believed in the song, and I liked it before it was cool. Now I'm just saying that. I'm just happy that people come around about it. Potentially the best result for Ireland in 13 years now, since 2011, and it'll, regardless of where it's going to end up at Eurovision, it'll go down in the Eurovision history books as like a one of a kind, and I'm very happy for Ireland. Nicely done. So yeah, we think it's going to go through. Moving on, also going through according to 11 people out of 12 on our team is Finland. No rules. And I will say it's too much of a fun song to ignore. People, televoters will flock towards it. And also, it stands out in the second half, which is a little bit more slower pace and less favorite heavy, if for the lack of a better word. And therefore, we'll have a moment to shine. I voted for it, obviously. I think it's a qualifier. And no surprises here. It gets a little bit of a bad rep among a lot of the Eurovision fans, which I don't quite share. I think the chorus is quite catchy, and I enjoyed when it's on. Now, some of the visuals are like, but Gabe said also people in the audience were laughing along, and that is a big difference. People were laughing with it, not at it, because Finland and Windows 95, man, they're in on the joke. So therefore, it works it way better. We know it's going to get destroyed in the finals by the jury, so we're not even there yet. But in terms of qualification, obviously, to us, this one will go through. That was 11 out of 12 votes, as said. The next up on the list, also receiving 11 out of 12 votes from our team, is Luxembourg. One person said no, but clearly overruled on this one. I mean, it's a great ending to the show, right? A comfortable, fun pop song. It's solid visuals, solid vocals. Everything is so solid on it. And having a perfect running order for this kind of song, it's just going to be enough. I mean, I'm not even doubting it. And it just feels comfortable and familiar. It doesn't really create something brand new at Eurovision, but it also doesn't offend anybody, and it's catchy enough. And yeah, I think it's just going to go through fairly easy. It may struggle in the finals, because I do think there are stronger pop songs out there to remember, even though I really like Luxembourg. I'm very fond of the chorus in particular. I find it quite intricate. But I just don't think that it'll be ever staying powerful long in the finals. But we're not there yet. For now, we want to worry about Luxembourg making it to the finals. And according to myself and 10 other members, it's a yes. Only one person said no. Overruled. Okay, who else? Now we're going to our 8th qualifier. Now 10 out of 12 people said yes. 2 said no. And that is Serbia. Teya's Ramonda is going through, according to our predictions, a clear majority. Only 2 individuals said no. And how am I going to break the news to you? Sadly, I'm one of those too. But I was overruled, as you can see. Let me just explain the reason why I have a hunch it's not going to make it. There are multiple reasons, actually. First of all, it's just too dark, y'all. It's understandable, it's the mood, but you still need to be able to connect with Teya, and I feel like that is not happening with the staging, including too many wide shots as well. And therefore, I don't think it's going to make the connection needed with the audience. And by audience, I mean the viewers, to really be remembered. It's a beautiful song. It is so early in the running order, though, and I feel like some of the other slower ballads will steal Serbia's thunder. And it's just so beautiful. And I know I'll be disappointed because it was my top 10. This would go through just whew. But there's no way that every song from the first half is going to go through. I want to be wrong, but I just don't believe it based on, recency bias and people tuning in later. And Serbia may be the unlucky one here. That was just my feeling. But my team, for the most part, said, you're wrong, Matt, and it's going to go through. Therefore, Serbia an official qualifier according to our predictions. And then in 9th place, we're going down a little bit now. 8 out of 12 people said yes. So 4 said no. But it was enough to make the cut. Poland! It dropped quite a bit in a lot of people's predictions, as well as the betting odds after we've seen the rehearsals. And the consensus on our team is that it'll still qualify, as you can see, but not as safely and easily as we initially thought. And I think that kind of summarizes how I feel as well. Keep in mind, I love the visual. Some people say it's too much, but I'm like, I am here for it. It is just so enjoyable. And, I don't care about those criticisms. It really comes down to that sometimes the vocals take you out of the excitement of the song. And when the vocals aren't right, everything else doesn't matter anymore. So there is a chance that she'll step it up a little bit for the show tomorrow, but that's the only reason why I'm a little nervous that Poland could be a surprise non-qualifier. But I believe, and this is just reality, there are too many already points coming to for Poland. There's Germany, Lithuania, UK, so many Polish votes already. I think it's going to be much easier than people anticipate for Poland. But yeah, some people lost faith. I have not. But yeah, it's unfortunately not as likely as some people initially expected. And then we're moving on to the 10th and final qualifier. And here's the tricky part. We had a tie for 10th place. 6 out of 12 people. We have 2 countries that received 6 out of 12 votes. So therefore, I had to apply a tiebreaker, and that tiebreaker is called Melanie on our team, who did not vote, but she provided the tiebreaker. And she decided that the following song is also going to make the cut according to our predictions. Congratulations, Cyprus. Liar is making the cut. It was close. Again, only half of the team at this point believes that Cyprus is going to make it. I said yes on this one. It was not the most confident yes, but I still think it's going to be enough. And it also dropped a little bit in the predictions and betting odds after the rehearsals. It's a much simpler staging than a lot of people thought. It's also quite dark for such a happy, upbeat song. But there's this youthly energy and fun factor there that people gravitate towards. And it's a great opener. It's lighthearted pop, and it's enjoyable. It's not the most significant or sophisticated song ever written, but it is fun. And I think that'll be enough to carry it to the grand final. And it's, again, not a confident vote for me either. The first 2 songs of the night, which are Cyprus and Serbia, a little bit more on the fence for me. I think I have Cyprus on my list as the 10th place as well. Could easily be out. So this is also not a confident vote, but according to us, that is enough, and Team United predicts Cyprus will go to the grand final. Let's just go for the remaining 5 songs that we do not believe will qualify. In 11th place, it is Australia, also receiving 6 out of 12 votes. So also half of us think it will go through, but lost the tiebreaker to Cyprus. Therefore, it's a non-qualifier to us, which means if they were to qualify, it's not a shocker. I did not vote for it. And to be fair, though, after watching the second dress rehearsal, I could easily make the case that they will go through. I felt like it stood out a little bit more than the first time I listened to it. Staging, though, it still feels a little bit empty and doesn't have the energy I need for this uplifting, warm song. And that is my biggest concern. It's sweet, but doesn't have the same impact as some of the other songs that I was talking about. But, as I said, maybe it's just because I've listened to it a few times now. The last dress rehearsal, I enjoyed it significantly more than the first time. So I almost switched to Australia, but my votes were already locked in. Therefore, I stuck to my guns. So, 11th place for Australia for the time being, just missing out on our top 10 prediction. In 12th place, we are putting Slovenia, Raiven, and 5 out of 12 people still believe Raiven has a shot. I wasn't one of them. I will say though, it just has so much value to the staging and the song. It's just very artsy in a good way and great vocals. It looks actually really, really nice. So everything from that perspective, I'm a big fan. But it just doesn't pop out to me. Doesn't pop as a televoter. When the song is over, you're kind of like moving on already. There's nothing to grab onto, like the hook or the melody, and that makes me a little bit nervous. So that is my concern. But I do like so many parts of it. Like she gives me that mermaid feel that she's in there, and if it were up to me, this deserves qualification. But I don't decide this. The televoters do. So unfortunately, I have to go against my own personal opinion and say it's not going to happen. The team overall, even though we have some supporters, 5 of them, overall, it's a no. And then in 13th place, 3 people said yes. That means 9 said no. Azerbaijan. So not enough to make the top 10 here, but at least some people still have faith in Azerbaijan making the cut. And guess what? I'm one of them. I'm, once again, not a confident vote, but I had to pick one surprise qualifier because there will be one, I just know. And so I went with Azerbaijan. And I changed my mind a little bit already, but it's too late for that. It's so hard. I'm just torn. It's such a nice mood song. I really, really like the song as well. And I actually like the staging. Initially, I was confused because it's so dark, but it is quite nice, all these little effects. And maybe is it a bit too dark? I don't know. I want all the voters to decide that in the end. And one thing I do know, though, this specific genre, there is a market for it that often is overlooked in the Eurovision bubble. So I'm counting on that a little bit. That's why I've decided to vote for it. But I will say now, watching it the second time, the dress rehearsal, it kind of faded away a little bit. Initially, it stood out to me more. So maybe I'm just overthinking because I saw it now a few times. So I'll stick to my guns because I had to, because the votes are locked in. And I said Azerbaijan, yes. But the team overruled and said, no, Matt. And there we are. Then in 14th place, 1 person out of 12 said yes, 11 said no. So hey, go 1 person. And that is Iceland. Hera Björk, Scared of Heights. And we all know she owns the stage. And if this were to qualify, it's because of Hera Björk, not the song, because she just demands your attention. And I still think it's unlikely. I don't think the song has what it takes. Therefore, my vote was no. But did I mention that she's out of the world? Oh, Hera, I get stuck on that. Excuse me. Now, the staging is actually quite elaborate, you know, with the staircase that takes forever to bring in and her going up and down. And then you have all these cool laser effects. There's LED work going on. And then the backup singers come up on stage as well, although it's not as effective as I would like it to be because standing next to the big staircase, it makes they're being swallowed a little bit. So it's not as impactful as I would like it to be. But I appreciate giving the singers a little bit of a spotlight, and live vocals are always a big plus for me. So other than that, I just don't know what else to add. I just don't think the song has what it takes to qualify. But if Hera does it, then that would be a jaw drop for a little bit, and I'm here for it. So I would not be upset, because then she deserves it, absolutely. And we all should look at ourselves and be like, we should never, ever underestimate Hera. But I still don't think it's going to happen. And then in 15th place, also known as last place, is Moldova. Unfortunately, nobody on the team believes this song in the middle will make the cut. 0 out of 12 said no, and obviously I'm one of them. The problem is the song is just not strong enough. I think we all know that. And the LED that they're using, it just kind of swallows Natalia. There's just so much going on, which looks beautiful, but it's almost like they're trying to distract her from the song. And the song, unlike for instance, Ukraine 2011 with the Sand Lady, that's a beautiful melody behind, like a soundtrack. While here in the middle, it's not a soundtrack relaxing song, because like, like you cannot relax to that. So it's not as effective. So Natalia is a fantastic singer. She deserves a better song, and I hope she comes back in the future, because she certainly has what it takes. The song does not have what it takes, and my team agrees on that. There you have it, our 10 qualifiers, predictions, not our taste, but what we think is going to happen. And once again, that's Ukraine, Lithuania, Croatia, Portugal, Ireland, Finland, Luxembourg, Serbia, Poland, and Cyprus. And then Australia just missing out. Then Slovenia, Azerbaijan, Iceland, and Moldova are out. We'll find out how close we are as a group as well as individuals tomorrow evening. So make sure to tune in when we share our thoughts. We also have a live stream right after the semifinal 1 qualifiers have been announced. So make sure to come back, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when we go online and live. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck to all 15 participants, no matter what we think or want even. Everyone deserves to qualify if that's what the people want. So I can only be happy for all 15 participants. Have a good night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.